Great to welcome right now, joining our program on our Book Talk segment. Man has written a I'm sure it's going to be a very helpful book for not only women, but I guess anybody who reads it's going to help them. It's called The New Superpower for Women. Trust your intuition, predict dangerous situations, and defend yourself from the unthinkable. We're joined today by Steve Kardian. He's a self-defense expert, and he has his own Defend University. He's taught over 200,000 women practical self-defense technique and strategy, and he joined us by telephone today. And Steve, good to talk with you. How are you?
Thanks for having me, Doug. Very well, thanks.
Yeah, good to have a chance to talk with you. I had a chance to read through the book. First of all, congratulations not only on the book, but like I just mentioned, you Defend University, over 200,000 women you've taught. So if nothing else, that's a great accomplishment right there.
Yes, thank you. It is, and we're very proud of the work we do.
What would you say is the biggest mistake that women make when they try to defend themselves? Is it panicking, or what would you say it is?
Well, first it's really. We never really want to lay blame on anyone. The predator is responsible for the blame, but there's a lot of things that women can do. One of the most important things. There's two. Number one, if you're going to be out and about, we use a color code. So the color white would be your heart rate's normal, between 60 and 80 beats per minute. You're in the security of your home, doors locked, windows secure. And when you venture out, we go into condition yellow. So heart rate is normal, 60 to 80 beats. But now you're alert. Now when you step outside your door, you're going to scan. You're going to look to the left. You're going to look to the right. When you walk into a structure, you're going to do the same thing. And you're looking for things that are out of the norm, if you will. Anything that looks threatening, appears threatening, could be a potential problem. Everything has a baseline. The baseline in New York City is different from a baseline in, a small suburb in Tennessee. So, you're looking for abnormalities.
And it's not just city as opposed to suburbs or rural areas. I mean, everywhere, unfortunately, there are predators, right?
Yeah, I tell all my instructors and students that it doesn't matter if you're in New York, L.A., or the smallest suburb in anywhere USA. If you drop your guard low enough, there's going to be someone there to take advantage of that.
And it seems in the last 10, 15 years, I know it's always been an issue with unfortunate people attacking women, but it seems to be more ways that it's done now. I mean, you talk about it in the book with the date rape drugs and of course internet stalking and all that. So there's a lot more to be concerned about, right?
It is, and there's never been so much media reporting and awareness and vulnerabilities that are exposed at any time in our life. We see more now. Because everybody's got a cell phone camera, everybody's got a digital piece, smartphone with them. So things are being recorded that weren't normally seen. I mean, there's always been bad things happening, and there always will be, but today we see more. I mean, we're solving crimes like crazy because of, security cameras that are placed in just about everywhere USA, if you will.
And you talk about it in the book, which I thought was, great help just for my own interest. But I mean, just kind of sizing up how these predators size up the rest of us, right? I mean, women, but it could be anybody. But they have a technique somehow. I don't know where they get it from. It's an evil that comes from somewhere. But they're using techniques to size people up, aren't they?
Yeah, and bottom line is they're looking for the soft target. And in the book, I list the Greystone-Stein study, and it was in New York City where they videotaped people walking on the street. And they took those series of videos and they brought it to a maximum security prison with murderers, rapists, killers, and they showed the video to them. Independent of one another, they all selected the same group of people as soft targets. And it was on their stride. It was on their gait. It was on their posture. It was on, the way they swing their arms in comparison to the way that they step. And in the book, what most people don't do is they'll tell you, walk assertively, walk with a purpose, shoulders back. Well, in the book, I illustrate those. So they'll be a great help to our female young in order to improve identifying, being or not being identified as a soft target, but remaining as a hard target. If you present yourself as a hard target, 50% of the time the predator will look elsewhere. And a big part of that is employing awareness, situational awareness. If you identify somebody that's maybe scoping you out, watching you, potentially targeting you as a person that they want to take advantage of, when you put them on notice, in the book you'll see I have a split-second glance.
Right.
So if you feel somebody's eyes are on you, and you just look in their direction, say they're at 3 o'clock, you're walking at 12, they're at 3, and you look between 2 and 2:30 in their direction, and then you walk another few feet and you just peek over your shoulder. You don't even have to make eye contact with them. That puts them on notice that if you have bad intentions, I'm not going to be your easy target.
Yeah.
And it's beyond valuable for women.
Yeah, I was always taught, our parents taught us, my sister more so than myself, but, walk with a certain assertiveness, and that's going to go a long way to visually protecting yourself.
Yeah, and it's important, and we can see it at a really higher level with law enforcement and military. I mean, I'm around that all the time, and you might get some special forces guys or SEALs or high-level police officers, SWAT guys, and they walk into the room, and you know that there's something going on there. You know that they're not the kind of people you want to mess with. And, our female loved ones can do the exact same thing. And
you talk about it in the book, too, and I'm glad you mentioned this, because I've heard other people, so-called experts, say, when you're being attacked, sometimes, don't fight back. But you say fight back. I mean, at that point, you have nothing to lose, I guess, right? If you're unfortunately in that position where you're being grabbed, fight back, right?
Well, yeah, there's two things. The majority of, say, sexual assaults occur in 70 to 75% of the time you're going to know the person attacking you. College girls, 90% of the time. So that's the type person that you can bargain with, that you can use effective self-defense moves against them and thwart their efforts. Now, in terms of a stranger encounter, what you never want to happen is to be taken from here to there, the primary crime scene to the secondary, point A to point B, because it's unforgiving. So if somebody came up behind a woman and said, I got a knife, do what I say, I'm going to kill you. Most women say, well, I'll do what he says. But no, you want to do opposite, because he's relying on the compliant fear factor, that you'll comply with his wishes through fear. He wants isolation and control. He wants to take you to that secondary location where he can, God knows what, but it won't be good.
Yeah, at that point, you're probably a goner, so you might as well do whatever you have to do to avoid that. Right?
Yeah, fight back, avoid being, he doesn't want to rape you there, he doesn't want to kill you there, he can't, he wants you to believe, and may even tell you, look, do what I say, you'll be okay. Yeah. You'll want to believe that, but that is the furthest thing from the truth.
And we mentioned before, I said, the online stalking and issues today. Give a tip or two, if you would, of how to protect yourself there.
Yeah, sure. Make sure, you have two-factor authentication, and make sure that you've got your software up to date. Keep your camera covered. We have a huge influx now of sextortion, where they're videotaping our female young and then extorting them for other videos. Huge influx, too, of dating online. Make sure that you don't share too much information. When you share a lot of information, that's when predators of all sorts can compromise you.
Yeah, scary times, but great information in the book. Again, The New Superpower for Women. We've been talking with Steve Kardian today. And Steve, give out your website if you would. People get more information about you in the book.
Yeah, sure. It's Defend University or stevekardian.com. And The New Superpower for Women, it's available just about everywhere. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, places I've never even heard of, they're selling it. It went on sale yesterday, as a matter of fact.
That's Kardian, just to spell the last name. And Steve, a pleasure talking to you. I know this book's going to do well, and please keep in touch through Elise, and we'd love to have you back on again down the road. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks so much, Doug. Be well.
Great, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, take care.
Bye.
I'm Stan Brock. 30 years ago, I formed Remote Area Medical to help people overseas. But then we found generations of families in America isolated by poverty from the health care they need. Together, we can take dental, vision, and medical help to 1 million adults and their kids, right here at home in the United States of America.
If you'd like to order the book we're talking about, please go to DougMilesMedia.com and enter the author's name in the Amazon search box. Thank you for listening. Please come back soon for more conversations here at DougMilesMedia.com. This has been a presentation of Doug Miles Media, all rights reserved. You can listen to or download previous programs at iTunes, Stitcher.com, or DougMilesMedia.com.